So, this is an area you've not seen before. I am at my grandma's in Arkansas. We're down here for Christmas. So, I have no internet except on our phones, and my phone is already almost out of fast data. Alex's has a better plan than mine, so I'm using his. So, that being said, book review. Hear me out, and don't just, be a butt for being a butt, okay? It's fine to have opinions, but don't just be mean to be mean. So this is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. If you saw my review of her anthology thing that she did recently, you would have seen that I thought I knew I hadn't read this, but then I read a couple stories in that, and I was like, I'm familiar with this world, and I got on Goodreads. Apparently, I was like over halfway through it, and I didn't even remember, which is odd for me. I remember what happened in the book. I just, not on Goodreads, but in my head, it was on the haven't read shelf, not on the haven't read, and I'm also in the middle of shelf. So, brain glitch, I think. River, would you stop that, please? I'm trying to film. So, there was a lot of controversy with this book. Now, the biggest things were people were saying it was racist and that it promotes self-harm. I don't think it promotes self-harm, but I do think it is incredibly triggering for anybody who's had issues with self-harm, especially cutting. I don't think if you have any issues, whether it's triggering or just it upsets you with cutting, with blood, with violence, just don't read this. Overall, I thought it was good. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I liked the world. I liked the characters. I didn't see the racist qualities. Now, I know most people read in a way, oh, this is hurting my wrist, in a way that I'm going to call colloquial, like how we talk. They just read for fun and enjoyment and whatnot. And then there's also the close reading that you can do for writing a paper. I can read both ways, but my default setting for reading is kind of in between those. I pay a lot of attention and I could write a decent paper, but if I really wanted to write a good paper, I would need to pay closer attention. That being said, I didn't remember any discussion of what color anybody's skin was. And if it was as bad as people were saying, I should have remembered that even like a year later, after having set it down. I think I set it down because I had to return to the library and I forgot to reorder it. I was paying slightly closer attention as I read the rest of it. And I still didn't notice anything except for 2 things. One time, Akos had said something about you could see the blood running down his skin or something like that. I don't think it was the blood. It was something. And it's like, oh, he must have paler skin if you can see that. And then at the very end of the book, like seriously, the last 50 pages or less, it mentioned that Syra, I don't know how to pronounce her name, had brown skin. And that's because I was paying close enough attention to like have written a really good paper on it. First half of the book, I was paying my normal amount of attention and I didn't notice anything. So I'm sorry if that upsets all of y'all, but when I looked on Goodreads, I saw a couple people gave it bad stars, and I saw some people that gave it good stars. And I think this book was extremely hyped up because it's the first thing Veronica Roth wrote after the Divergent series, which, as everybody knows, the Divergent series is almost as hyped as Harry Potter. And they were looking for it to be amazing, and instead they were looking too closely. And it may have only been a handful of people who were looking closely enough and they found things to be mad about. And I'm not saying that they're not there. I'm just saying I didn't see them. Okay? And I know I'm pale. All right? I know. Anyway, I think a few people saw some things and were very vocal about them, and or they were people that have a louder voice than others. And it just snowballed into this huge thing where people were honestly scared to say that they actually liked it. And I know I've got a small channel and not a lot of people listen to me, but I liked it. I didn't see any racism problems in it. They weren't I didn't see anything that said, I'm going to promote self-harm and cut myself because I have dark skin. And I'm not going to do this because I have pale skin. I didn't see anything like that. I mean, and I didn't even see much mention of whose skin is what color anyway. But even if that was like right in your face, so what? That's just their culture, and if your culture happens to coincide with your skin color, fine. If it doesn't, fine. I mean, in our universe, in pale people culture, with some branches upon branches upon branches of Christian, which is religious, so a religious cultural aspect of groups that are mostly people with pale skin, there was self-harm. There still is today. And I'm not getting on those branches of culture or religion. That's not mine, but I'm Christian.
Are you still recording?
Yes.
Okay. Just heard a weird knot. I guess that's her tablet.
That's her tablet. I'm just trying to get the point across that if the Shotet are dark-skinned, and you have this Venn diagram of dark-skinned and self-harm, what's the science phrase? Something does not connote causation. Correlation does not connote causation. And I think everybody just got way too hyped on the bandwagon. That's my rant. I'm sorry, but I liked the book. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was really good. It was a little bit more character driven, which I like, but it makes it a little bit slower for me, but that's fine. And I'm looking forward to reading the next book. And that's all I'm going to say. Y'all can have whatever opinions you want. I don't care. I don't care if you disagree with me. Just don't be mean about it. And don't be mean to each other in the comments either. I will delete any bullying that I see. So, you've been warned. That's pretty much it. I do plan on ordering the next book from the library and reading it. Questions, comments, opinions, let me know down below. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.